Ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Ray's Wrestling Show. You know me, I'm the mark of the masses, the man with the plan. Big Ray here to stay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is SummerSlam 2013 today. I am here at MEEMO TAPPA's bar, located in New York City, on the Upper West Side, between 50th and 49th Street on 10th Avenue. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go inside and get some fan reaction. And after the show, look out for my recap with my special guest, Peter Rosenberg. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Ray here. I'm here with
Delgado.
What's up, Mr. Delgado? I'm going to have to ask you a very serious question now.
Right ahead.
The Beast versus the Best. Who wins this match and why?
You know what? I mean, personally, I think the Beast, Brock Lesnar, I think he needs this match more than CM Punk. Because CM Punk, you know, he's more of an active wrestler. Not only that, he has more of the fans behind him and stuff like that. And Brock's the Beast. He can destroy anything. But CM Punk is the better wrestler. He's the better technical wrestler, and this is a wrestling match. So I think Brock needs this win more than CM Punk, but I think CM Punk is going to come in and get the W.
So you go on record as saying that you believe CM Punk is going to win.
Yes.
So the Best will beat the Beast tonight.
Yes. I personally think so. I think Paul Heyman's going to try to come in, interfere, see if he can get Brock Lesnar to win. I wouldn't be surprised if Curtis Axel comes running in the ring and tries to attack CM Punk to help Brock Lesnar, but I think at the end of the day, CM Punk, the Best, is going to come out and win this match.
That's what's up. Thank you, Mr. Delgado. Appreciate it. All right, guys, I have a quick question for you, ladies and gentlemen, for OneWrestling.com and YouTube/OneWrestlingVideo. Is John Cena going to hold on to the title tonight?
No!
Is Daniel Bryan going to be the WWE Champion tonight?
Yes!
All right, guys, let me ask you a question. Is John Cena going to win tonight's match? All right. Question. Is Daniel Bryan going to win tonight's match? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Ray, and I'm here with
Sunny Sofrito.
Sunny Sofrito. Sofrito, that's actually one of my favorite components of my Spanish dishes. Now, I have a really quick question, my friend. One of the matches I haven't asked about is Alberto Del Rio versus Christian. How does that match stick out to you?
Sticks out to me like Del Rio's going to be hitting him with that kick. And it's going to be a wrap for Christian. And I don't know what's going on with Christian with that damn yellow skin. He looks like he has some type of disease. I'm not feeling him with that. Captain Charisma, but Captain might have some type of disease.
Now, I have a question. If Captain Charisma, let's just say, goes over tonight, do you think there's a chance that Damien Sandow will cash in and become the World Heavyweight Champion tonight?
Seriously? I see it happening because Del Rio's a bad loser, and if it's a quick roll-up that he wins on some real quick surprise way, yeah, I definitely see Del Rio beating the hell out of Christian and Sandow just coming in and taking advantage of it.
Dude, what's up with the shirt?
It's the name of my Facebook group.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about that.
Yep, I like wrestling. Basically, you have a lot of people that have been fans for a long time, but you never really know that they're fans. You know, they're always on some like, you know, oh yeah, I watch wrestling. Yep, I like wrestling. You know, it's basically trying to make what's a casual term cool, because you know what, it is cool to like wrestling. There's nothing wrong with it, and it's a movement. You know what? You like wrestling? Yeah. Yep. I like wrestling.
Where can we find you on Facebook, bro?
Facebook page. You can do the hashtag. Yep. I like wrestling.
That's awesome. And on Twitter?
On Twitter, it's at YEPILW. That's YEPILW. And you can also use the hashtag Yep I Like Wrestling to find us as well.
Awesome, dude. Mr. Sofrito, thank you for your time. OneWrestling.com.
All right, take it easy, man.
Hot 97.
WWE Champion tonight.
So ladies and gentlemen, I'm back home after a ruckus crowd. One heck of a pay-per-view, and I gotta say this, you know I cover TNA for OneWrestling.com, and excuse me if I sound a little hoarse, but I was going nuts, I was screaming, I was having a lot of fun, but I gotta be honest with you, this was the pay-per-view of the year. I want to know what you guys think. Please leave your comments here below at OneWrestling.com or YouTube /OneWrestlingVideo. I'm going to jump in with a quick recap of SummerSlam. We started off with the pre-show for the United States Championship, Dean Ambrose versus RVD. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a really, really solid match. Dean Ambrose is fantastic, and RVD, I said it before and I'll say it again, ever since he came back from TNA and rejoined WWE, this guy has been on point. RVD looked sharp through most of the match, and towards the end of the match we had the Shield, who basically came down the aisle to interfere in the match. Well, Mark Henry and the Big Show come down to basically even the odds, and towards the end of the match we have Roman Reigns, who actually gets into the ring and spears RVD after RVD hit a frog splash, and he would have got the 1, 2, 3. This is again my opinion, and won the United States title. But he spears RVD, Roman Reigns does. RVD actually wins the match, but does not win the US title, which I believe, and depending on when you're watching this video, it sets up for a big 6-man tag team match. If not this Monday Night Raw, the following Monday Night Raw. We jump into the Ring of Fire match. In the Ring of Fire match, this was Bray Wyatt's in-ring debut versus Kane. And it was really cool. I mean, they didn't actually, again, this is a Ring of Fire match. This isn't an Inferno match. An Inferno match, you know the rules are, you're supposed to light your opponent on fire. But this being the PG era, and it is what it is, it was pretty decent the way they used the fire around the ring. Again, I want to know what your opinion is about this Ring of Fire match. Kane dominated most of the match. And most of the match you had the Wyatt family on the exterior trying to get into the ring. Well, they actually were able to get into the ring. What they did was they actually used the ring apron to smother the fire. Then they used the steel steps to climb into the ring over the fire, or over the doused fire. And this match was actually full of cool little things. You had one of the Wyatt brothers who took a Singapore cane and he tried to actually, I don't know what the hell he was doing, but he basically, that Singapore cane was lit on fire, and then a firefighter comes out and turns it off. It was actually pretty funny. Got a lot of laughs in the venue that I was at, but really, really great stuff. And towards the end of the match again, they were able to get into the ring and just decimate Kane. Again, this being a no disqualification match, Bray Wyatt giving the kiss of death to Kane, hitting his finisher for the 1, 2, 3, and really interesting, towards the end of the match, we have Bray Wyatt sitting on his rocking chair. The Wyatt brothers actually taking one set of the steps. Now they lay Kane face first on the steps, and they used it somewhat like a guillotine, crushing the head of Kane, and then carrying Kane off, almost assisting him to the back. A lot of people believe that Kane will soon be part of the Wyatt family. I want to know what you guys think here at OneWrestling.com, YouTube /OneWrestlingVideo. We jump quickly into the Damien Sandow Cody Rhodes match. Again, I personally feel would have been had a little more importance if they actually put the Money in the Bank briefcase up, but they didn't do that. They decided not to do that. And the biggest thing and the biggest reaction I got, or one of the biggest reactions besides Daniel Bryan later in the evening, was the fact that Cody Rhodes shaved his mustache. It was actually a really good match. At one point, Cody Rhodes hitting a muscle buster. Cody Rhodes looked really, really great in the ring, and he was actually able to win the match, hitting the crossroad to the 1, 2, 3. And now we jump into Alberto Del Rio versus Christian. I wasn't expecting a lot. I thought that Christian would win this match and then have Damien Sandow cash in the Money in the Bank, but that didn't actually happen. This was actually an excellent match, and I thought it was a really well fought match. I thought Del Rio stepped up his game, and I really feel that Christian, man, you know, I don't think he gets the credit which is due. I think Christian is phenomenal in the ring. He's really good. He is Captain Charisma, and I think Christian is one of the best when it comes to in-ring performance. But again, Christian actually showing, I mean, he's an older wrestler, but showing a lot of his athleticism, excuse me. But during the match, Christian actually hurt his arm, which actually leads to Alberto Del Rio using the arm breaker Christian was fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting, but finally he had to tap out to an arm breaker. So Alberto Del Rio actually goes over after the match. He gets onto the mic and says that I am your champion. So that was actually pretty cool. We jump into Natalya. She was assisted with the, she was walked down the aisle with the Funkadactyls, and she actually faced Brie Bella, Nikki, and Ava Marie. And very physical match for a Divas match. Natalya actually is a pro, a consummate pro. Brie Bella did a decent job, but Natalya actually able to have Brie Bella tap out to the sharpshooter. And at the end of the match, the girls got into a cat fight. Now we go into the no DQ match, Best versus the Beast. And man, this was a match of the freaking year candidate. I mean, this match was so full of emotion. They told so many stories throughout this match. It was so physical. I mean, yeah, they, you know, chairs got involved and so on and so forth, but Paul Heyman, and I'm going to make this point, Paul Heyman was standing in the corner and he had this evil look on his face, and Paul Heyman can tell such an amazing story just by looking. Paul Heyman continuously got involved in the match multiple times. CM Punk actually, you know, the crowd was popping so much for CM Punk. When CM Punk came off the top rope with a flying elbow drop, well, actually a flying chair elbow drop, holding the chair. Brock Lesnar, I mean, there was a point in the match where CM Punk got Brock Lesnar up in the GTS, and it was reversed into a Kimura, and that was reversed into an armbar, and that was reversed into a triangle choke, an MMA hold, and that was reversed into a power bomb, which reversed back into a triangle, and then Brock Lesnar picked him up and hit him with one of the baddest, most powerful running power bombs I've seen in a long time. Guys, Brock Lesnar, he bought it tonight. CM Punk bought it tonight. This was the match of the evening. One hell of a match by CM Punk and Brock Lesnar. Towards the end of the match, we have CM Punk, who basically gets reverses. He hits the GST, the GTS. But Brock Lesnar able to kick out. Brock Lesnar then hits or puts CM Punk into an F5, and he reverses it into a DDT. Now, CM Punk is able to get the Anaconda Vice onto Brock Lesnar, and they think he's going to tap, but guess what? Paul Heyman again gets involved, and Brock Lesnar and Brock Lesnar sets a chair up, and he's able to hit the F5, or he hits, or CM Punk gets the F5 onto a chair. My God, Brock Lesnar goes over CM Punk, so the Beast defeats the Best. My God, that was one heck of a match. If you haven't seen it, please go to your pay-per-view subscriber. You got to see this match. Really, really excellent. And I'm really interested to see where this leads. I want you guys to leave a comment here below here, OneWrestling.com, YouTube /OneWrestlingVideo. Now we have Dolph Ziggler versus Kaitlyn. Oh, I'm sorry, Dolph Ziggler and Kaitlyn versus Big E and AJ. And it was actually a pretty nice match, setting up for the main event. It was in my opinion, it was a bathroom break match, but it was a pretty decent match. And towards the end of the match, Ziggler is able to reverse the big ending and hit Big E Langston with the zigzag. And now we have the WWE Championship match. And I just want to go back to where I was about an hour ago, and I want to show you the fan reaction for John Cena and Daniel Bryan. Check this out. So clearly, you can see that Daniel Bryan was the favorite and John Cena was definitely, let's just say, not the favorite. We jump into this match and John Cena's arm was clearly wrapped. It was clearly injured. There were the reports stating that John Cena had that injury, and there was a possibility that he might have to drop the title to Daniel Bryan, but we weren't really sure. Now, I'll be honest with you, Daniel Bryan was attacking the injured arm during the match, and he was showing his wrestling prowess. He was the wrestler, and John Cena was definitely the powerhouse. There were times where Daniel Bryan would come off the top rope, and John Cena would catch him and hit him with a big slam, so on and so forth. And there was one part of the match, and I gotta be honest with you, I was scared for Daniel Bryan's life. Daniel Bryan was on top, was straddling John Cena for a Frankensteiner. He went down to go over, but John Cena, with his power, was able to hold Daniel Bryan up. And if you've ever watched TNA, you ever heard of the Styles Clash? Well, John Cena jumped off the second rope, almost landing Daniel Bryan. Now picture this, Daniel Bryan is dangling from John Cena's neck. He jumps off the second rope and nearly breaks Daniel Bryan's neck. I gotta tell you, the entire place went, oh! I mean, it was ridiculous. But listen, it was a really, really great match. I mean, these guys were going at it. There was one point of the match that they got into, like they was just slapping the hell out of each other. Like it was a crazy slap fight. And listen, Daniel Bryan, you know, each wrestler hit their finisher. Daniel Bryan was able to hit the running knee to the face of John Cena, rolling him up for the 1, 2, 3. Daniel Bryan is a WWE champion, and this is the reaction. Or so we thought. All of a sudden, the confetti comes down, and I turned to my good friend and I said, it's over. It's over. I said, Peter, it's over. John, it's over. Everybody, it's over. The match is over. Usually the pay-per-views end this way. And then you hear, I hear voices in my head. They talk to me. They understand. They talk to me. Randy Orton comes down to the ring, and Randy Orton with the Money in the Bank briefcase, he shows it, but then he starts to walk away. And the unthinkable happened. I honestly did not think, I don't care if you're a wrestling mark, I don't care if you're an insider, did you really believe that this would happen? Triple H, and I gotta give it to my brother, Sergio. He actually called this. You can follow him at Sergio Noah on Twitter. He said Triple H was gonna turn on Daniel Bryan. I didn't believe him. Well, he did. Daniel Bryan turns around, gets hit with a pedigree, ladies and gentlemen. Randy Orton comes into the ring, hands Triple H the Money in the Bank briefcase. The match is over. Ladies and gentlemen, Randy Orton cashes in and becomes the WWE Champion. Unbelievable. Now, I spoke to two of my good friends. One of them is Andrew Goldstein. He was a former writer for the WWE. And also my good friend Peter Rosenberg of Hot 97. If you guys don't know who he is, if you're not a hip-hop fan in New York, he's a very, very, very famous hip-hop DJ. But if you don't know who he is, why don't you YouTube Wrestling with Rosenberg? He has some of the best in-depth interviews. And I talked to these guys about the end of the night, and I wanted to hear what their thoughts were about the two big matches, Beast versus the Best, and John Cena versus Daniel Bryan. Check this out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to talk about the final two matches, the most important matches of the evening, Beast versus the Best, and the John Cena-Daniel Bryan match. First of all, we're going to have my friend and my guest, Peter Rosenberg, along with Andrew Goldstein, former writer of the WWE. What's up, gentlemen? All right, so, yes, he loves Bret Hart.
Just saying.
So, Peter, first with you, what was your initial reaction to the finish of the Beast versus the Best?
Oh man, it's hard to even go back a match after that crazy finish. I thought, let me just say this. The finish was cool. The match itself was just great. It was just fantastic. As this guy was saying to me earlier, it's just wrestling. No, you were saying about the Bryan Cena thing, it's the same thing. It's wrestling. Tonight the WWE delivered with wrestling. What works? An undermatched, scrawny scrapper fighting against this beast and fighting against an evil manager. And the storyline and the drama was flawless. And I think the real star of tonight's pay-per-view, my personal opinion, was Brock Lesnar. What an awesome performance by Brock Lesnar. Best maybe ever.
I would give 1A to Paul Heyman. Phenomenal facials, phenomenal, smart, logical use of his interference in the match, holding the tie.
Oh, it was awesome. And I just think, you know, when you think of Brock, you think about him being big and knocking people around, but it was his selling tonight that was amazing and that made that match awesome.
Brock's a prize fighter. We haven't seen that in wrestling a lot, but he's a prize fighter. He fights. He only wrestles on pay-per-view. He's a spectacle, as Vince McMahon would say. He's an attraction. That's Vince's word. He's an attraction. And he delivered. And it doesn't do any harm to Punk to lose clean to Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
It doesn't do any harm to his character.
All right, so really quickly now, we had one hell of an ending. We had one hell of an ending for the Daniel Bryan John Cena match. Daniel Bryan actually wins the match, goes over John Cena. Randy Orton then cashes in the Money in the Bank after Triple H betrays Daniel Bryan. Guys, please give me your ideas and tell me what you feel about this.
Just made him Irish, Danny O'Brien.
Danny O'Brien. What I loved about it was, excuse me, Goldstein, can you?
No, we're doing the Ralph Macchio.
That is an official
We're doing the
Macho
Mr.
Man.
Miyagi, Ralph Macchio with the Macho Man, Ralph Macho Manio.
So here's why I love that finish. Because all of the smart marks were speculating that this would happen. They teased it big time. But at least for me, and I don't know about for you, when the music's playing and the confetti's already going, because usually when the confetti's there,
They milked it.
they milked it all the way to the
milked
end.
it so well.
And when Randy holds up the briefcase, you just think, okay, well, that's the next feud. You gave up that it might happen then. And then, by the way, guys, you can't turn your back on the cerebral assassin.
Never.
Never!
He's too cerebral.
He's too cerebral for you!
One of my biggest pet peeves is that WWE lately has taken plot out of pay-per-views. Look at WrestleMania, no plot, and it was really a boring show. It was a lackluster show. But since WrestleMania, they've given us plot at pay-per-views, which is why you pay. That's why you pay the $65, or as I did, just come to MEEMO here on the
Hell's Kitchen. Delicious.
But they gave us plot. They didn't make us wait to tune into Raw. They didn't use the pay-per-view as a promotional device for Raw the next night, which has been my pet peeve with WrestleMania the last 5 years. So in that regard, I thought it was amazing. And like I said to everybody here, that's wrestling. You can be angry that Daniel Bryan didn't win, but let's be honest, he's better chasing the title than having the title. That's wrestling. That's why we love it. That's why we watch. The plot turns.
And now, Randy Orton's been stuck in this really, in my opinion, a pretty rough period of his career the last few years. His work is as good as it's ever been, but he hasn't been that hot. The last couple weeks he's been getting hot. Since Brooklyn, really, he's been getting hot. And now, with him aligning with the McMahons, you can have him do what he does best, which is just be a sinister heel who doesn't have to talk that much.
Yeah.
He just gets in the ring and works. That's what he does best.
He's wanted to turn back into a heel for years, but the crowd was not letting him. This will allow him. The crowd's going to hate him. He's going to draw tremendous heat. And the other thing is he's had 9 title runs before this, none of which are memorable. This is memorable.
Well said. And you know, someone said it and they're being kind of joking away, like, oh, can we see evolution again? But it certainly puts the idea in your head that, you know, nature's back in the family. Nature's back. Woo! Could you see one of my favorite modern era factions, Evolution, get back together.
All right, so really quickly,
Yes.
before we close this out, I'm gonna ask you guys, what is your opinion on a scale of 1 to 10, wrestling pay-per-views this year, TNA, ROH, WWE, whatever, where do you rank this before we close this out, guys?
I think. What do we like?
1 to 10, guys.
Money in the Bank.
So Money in the Bank was cool, but you know,
What did we watch?
Payback.
Payback was dope.
Payback was dope, but it wasn't like this.
Payback was good. I would say this is number one just because
You had 2 huge main events with crazy finishes.
2 huge main events that delivered. And just one more note back to Cena, Bryan, and the finish with Randy Orton and Triple H. Like Vince said, storytelling.
God damn it. Woo! Tell me a story.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Big Ray's Wrestling Show. I want to thank Peter Rosenberg. I want to thank Mr. Andrew Goldstein. Guys,
Yo,
thank
follow
you.
me on Twitter at AngeGold, ANGEGOLD.
Ooh, yeah, dig it. Hey, follow my buddy Peter Rosenberg at Rosenberg Radio. Ooh, yeah, follow me at Big Ray's Show and at OneWrestling.com. Peace. Really, really cool and interesting insight from a former WWE writer in Andrew Goldstein, and someone who's not only a big wrestling fan but has really good contacts with the business and really cares about the business, loves the business. Peter Rosenberg, you can check him out on YouTube, Wrestling with Rosenberg. Again, some of the best interviews in the business. Again, to wrap this all up, and I said it before, this was probably, in my opinion, the best pay-per-view of the year, the best wrestling show. Like Peter said, they gave us wrestling. I love this show. I thought this was fantastic. I want to know what you guys think. Please, guys, I always ask you, leave a comment here below. Please hit the like button. And don't forget, subscribe to us here. Ladies and gentlemen, you can find us here every single week at OneWrestling.com. YouTube /OneWrestling video. You can follow us on Twitter at OneWrestling. You can follow me on Twitter again, like I said, at Big Ray Show. It has been a pleasure covering this. Had a hell of a lot of fun. I want to again thank my buddies at Yep, I Like Wrestling. You guys go to the beginning of the video. You can get all the information. Yep, I Like Wrestling. Everyone at OneWrestling.com. Bill after all you fans who are dedicated and watch this every single week, watch me. Take time out of your day to watch me talk about wrestling. Why do I do this? Like I always say, I would do this for a living, but if I can, I would do it anyway. Why? Yep, I like wrestling. I love talking wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you for my next Impact, recap, review, and results show here at OneWrestling.com. Peace.